She's an award-winning writer, a hunting guide, archery and rifle instructor, keynote speaker, and all-around outdoors woman who encourages you to get outside, hunt, fish, shoot, and savor all that life has to offer. And now, here's your host, Mia Anstine.
Well, happy to be visiting with you again. Welcome to the Mac Outdoors podcast. I am Mia Anstine, your hostess, your host. I am so happy to be joining a friend and longtime colleague in the outdoor industry who I have been working with for years, and it is Joel Wiens from the WSI Sports. It is made in the USA, as my shirt says. If you are not watching on YouTube, I do try to kind of be descriptive with what we're showing and what we're talking about on various episodes. But if you are ever interested, you can go over to YouTube and you can turn on the episode and listen to it there. And you can also watch. I try to get the videos streamed. I have had a promo on the podcast for many years since we began it years ago, and it is for WSI Sports. And we have a couple different promos that we share, but they're very short. But today I want to talk to you about the WSI products, and rather, I'm not going to talk to you about those products. We're going to have Joel, the creator, the expert, the founder. He's going to be talking to us about these products, because whether you enjoy hunting, fishing, or just outdoor adventure, these are products that you might want to buy if you haven't already. And if you already have some WSA products, I hope that you would let me know. Reach out on Mac Outdoors on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or you can reach out to me directly. I'm on most social media outlets as Mia Anstine, and let me know what you have and how it's been treating you and stuff like that. I would love to hear your feedback. I do have many products, and that is why I share this with you, is because it's something that I kind of stand behind as something tried and true. And if it's good for me, then it may be good for you. So without further ado, let's learn from Joel.
This summer, whether at the range or in the field, WSI Sports Hypertech bamboo tanks, tees, and leggings will have you covered. Visit WSISports.com to support the show and use the affiliate code MACO10 for 10% off your purchase. All products are proudly made in the USA. WSI is bringing back pride in American-made clothing. Again, that code is MACO10 for 10% off your order at WSISports.com.
Well, welcome to the show today, Joel. I'm so happy to have you. I have been touting WSI for, I don't know, maybe about a decade, thereabouts, I guess. You'll have to tell me, how long has WSI been around? I know my first product I had to demo for an article I was writing, it seems like it was 2015 or 16.
Yeah, we've both gone back several years now, and really appreciate all your support. You've just been a real blessing and fun to work with you over the years. WSI, I started the company when I was a kid. Had a lot of ideas growing up. Grew up in a little small town in southwest Minnesota called Windham, little farm town, and I worked in the farm, so I had $3,000 I was saving up, and I was going to go buy a four-wheeler. And my mom and grandma said, "No, you're not buying a four-wheeler." So I said, "Well, you guys start sewing. I got some ideas." So that's how I got started. And, just always believed in making everything in the USA, real supporter of, the people that serve our country, and, just all the blessings that God's given us here in the United States. And just really want to, focus on, creating great products. We're not about being the biggest. We just want to be the best.
Right. Yeah. And I have to agree with you as far as being the best, because the first products that were sent to me, you guys had a marketing agency that I dealt with on other products and stuff like that. And they said, "Do you want to try these base layers?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, okay, I'll give them a try." Everybody can always use base layers. And a lot of the layers that I had either made me itchy, or they fell apart and they didn't last a season and that kind of stuff. And so when I had the chance to try these, I was like, okay, I'm due. And I received them. And I have videos doing workouts for increasing strength for archery. Was probably the first video that I featured some heater gear in. And I was just amazed. I love the product. I wear them year round, and you just don't get to see them always because I kind of usually cover them up with other things. Unlike the one I'm wearing today, I don't have a jacket on because I'm in my office.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. But it was interesting to me because, as I said, heater gear was the first one that I tried. And I've had promos on the podcast since 2017 for WSI. And in the winter episodes, it's for heater gear. And then in the summer, it's for bamboo products. But I just thought maybe my listeners don't know what this stuff is. And I know some of them have checked it out because they've messaged me later that they love it. But I was hoping that you could let the listeners know what exactly is the technology that goes into heater gear.
So we've been real strong in cold weather products. That's kind of where we kind of built our foundation. And being from Minnesota, we better know cold weather. But we've one of our technologies called heater. We developed, it's been a number of years ago, over 10 years ago, we developed it, but it's a special fiber. It's a synthetic fiber that basically has more absorption rate and is basically a fiber that will expand up to 40% more than other fibers. And that gives the ability in the expansion to create energy translating to warmth, and it needs your body to activate it. So that's why you have to wear heater products against the skin to activate the material. And it cuts down your layer about in half. And for an outdoors person, that wants to be thinnest, lightest, warmest that they can be, it's been a tremendous asset for them and for us. We've sold thousands of products. Some of our best-selling items are the socks and glove liners, and we just over the years just really been blessed by some great athletes. We're really well known, and to look at our company, most of our business we do is with the pro and college teams. So we work with some of the best athletes in the world. We developed products for Tom Brady. I was with Mahomes early this Monday. So some of the top athletes in the world come to us to get outfitted. And a lot of times it's really customized. They want to have that perfect fit. They want to design it a little bit their way. And that's where they love working with WSI, because we can take and modify it to really meet the needs of individuals, teams, and and again, going back to the outdoors, and you being in the hunting and outdoor space, it's been a very good area for us. I just remember growing up as a kid, going deer hunt with my dad. We would go. We went to really northern Minnesota, and we had the real cotton heavyweight stuff. And I just remember walking to the stand and then getting to the stand. I sweat a lot, and I get there and I just be miserable, because I'm all wet and it's cold out. And here I am up in the tree stand, and I can't focus, So that's really what helped inspire me to develop, better, smarter, lighter materials that can really help the athlete, the hunter and outdoors person, anybody, especially in the outdoor aspect.
And you talking about that, when I first demoed that first set of gear, it felt good, but I went on an antelope hunt in Wyoming. And earlier this year, we had an interview with the Wyoming women's antelope hunt. And I wore those base layers up there. And it's something that happens here. And especially right now, it's springtime turkey hunting. And it's very cold in the morning. It's, low to mid 20s. And then it heats up during the day, where we were 75, 80 degrees during the day. And that's exactly what happened in Wyoming. Was those temperatures started to skyrocket. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've got these base layers on. They did feel thick, and it was heater gear. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, I am going to die, that I'm going to sweat because I was soaked. And so as it warmed up, I did take, my jacket off, but I still had that base layer on. and sweated throughout the day. And we had to hunt all the way into dark that evening. And as the sun started to go down, I was like, now is when I'm going to figure this out. Like, I'm going to start shivering. I'm going to have that chill, the pre-hypothermia type of feelings. And it never happened. Like I was soaked. My clothing was soaked because I had sweat all day. But then that evening, I didn't ever get the chills. And other people who were hunting with me, they were shivering, but I never did. So that was like the testament when that happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what I love to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
know, in dealing with elevation too, especially, you're kind of starting off, it's colder, it gets warmer, it gets colder, it's windy, just, with that hunting element and climbing, things like that, you really work up a lot of energy and sweat, and that's where a lot of our products really come into play. And the other key element too, with developing products, is really working with body mapping, because there's certain areas that you need to do more venting and really work with your body as far as ventilation, and keeping the core areas warm where you need it. So those are some things that we've really focused in on. And personally, I love extremes. So whether it's super hot or super cold, I remember running in 72 below zero weather just because I want to test the gear out, and see what we can do to improve it. So yeah, it's so much fun. To me, I've never worked a day in my life. It's just about creating fun, energy. We got a great team here at WSI. We're a small team, but bottom line is, we're coming here to have fun. We're going to put out some great product, work together, build something great.
yeah, definitely. I see that all the way around when I follow you guys. You can just tell you have a good crowd around you. And it's something that I admire because there's certain qualities on social media that are turnoffs to me, but you guys hold some class to your organization, which I appreciate quite a bit. But going back to this heater gear, how long does the technology last? Is it something that we can use season after season, or does it wear out, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, if you take care of it, in the washing, drying elements, especially the drying, that can really damage really any product. So just, follow the washing and drying instructions, then you're going to be good.
Yeah.
And it'll last for several seasons.
Yeah. And I ask because I used mine for years and years and years. And then I got this new stuff, and I wear the new stuff now because it's kind of cool, has a different look and stuff like that. And that's something that I've appreciated is you have apparently in-house designers where you guys come up with different themes or patterns each year.
Yep. So yeah, we have a design staff. And we also like to incorporate, some of the pro staff, people just, giving us feedback on products. We do a lot of shows as well, and just getting feedback from the end consumer is really key.
Yeah. And this year I missed you at SHOT Show because I was at another show and I showed up a day or two late, and you were leaving the same day that I arrived. So we kind of crossed each other probably on the way. But you guys had some tactical line. Is that new, or have you had it for a few years?
Yeah, our tactical area we've done for a few years now. And really a lot of the tactical is driven with they're supposed to buy made in USA. So a lot of US government agencies, Border Patrol, law enforcement are required to first try to access products through made in America. And we've gotten on several contracts now, like Minnesota Highway Patrol. We've done some work with the Secret Service, Border Patrol. So yeah, it's a great area for us, and supply, especially we love like special forces, people like that. I work with a gentleman that trains Navy SEALs, jumping out of helicopters, things like that, and developing special products that can meet our special forces out there, and that's been a super fun to work with that aspect.
It sounds super cool, and it's neat that you're able to diversify from the athletes to the outdoorsmen to law enforcement and special forces. That's really it's commendable that you're able to find all this market, that everybody needs what you offer, and you guys are doing a really great job. I recently bought, and I order stuff all the time, but I bought my husband has an American flag, and I believe it's one of the bamboo shirts. Can you tell us a little bit about the bamboo technology?
Yeah, so bamboo, we actually one of our best-selling items is our bamboo briefs. So for guys, I sell them to all the pro athletes. We customize the waistband a lot of times with the team's logos and all that. But everyone loves the bamboo briefs. They're super comfortable. It's a natural fiber. Does an incredible job of breathing, especially in hot and humid conditions. It's been a great item. But yeah, our bamboo underwear is phenomenal. We do some bamboo in the tops and things like that. We also do our soft tech, which is another technology of ours that is super comfortable. It's a polyester blend, but it's just amazing how soft it is. And it's one of those items too that we people feel, they go, wow, this is amazing, the buttery feel of it. And another testament on that material is, a lot of my teams, the professional teams, they get free stuff from Nike, but they come and they buy WSI.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a testament to creating great product and focusing on fabrics, construction. Yeah, so it's been fun.
That's awesome. Now, I see in your background, it looks like you have a safe back there.
Yeah, got the Liberty safe back there. Yeah.
Okay. And so what all do you have in there? Is that secret technology?
That's top secret. Yeah, we try to have a little fun with the staff and stuff like that, but we're always coming out with new and fun stuff, and we got to try to keep it as secret as possible until the last minute we launch it.
That's super cool. And you guys are always having special promos and different things that you have going on. And I know Mother's Day just passed and Father's Day is not quite here, but I actually saw, as I was logging on today, a promo coming out. Can you tell us about some of the promos that you guys are running right now?
Yeah, we're always, running specials. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. We're at WSI Sports on most of them, except WSI Sportswear on Facebook. We're still going through the COVID deal and trying to get Facebook to get us back on the WSI Sports. But you can always log in there, follow us. We've got specials going on. We just did a great Mother's Day deal where we honored Mother's Day, doing some giveaways to the moms out there, as well as we'll have one for our service members for Memorial Day coming up. We'll be doing some giveaways, so we want to honor, all those that serve our country. So yeah, please get on board, follow us, and we will give you guys specials, as well as we want to recognize some of the heroes out there for serve our country.
Yeah, and that was the one that I saw today, was the Memorial Day special. And that it's just neat to see how much you honor and respect those who serve us and who do everything so that we can have the freedom to have our own businesses and be entrepreneurs and such. So I always admire that very much. And the Made in the USA, it's something that I think a lot of my listeners try to shop Made in America. And it's something that's generally challenging to find. And as I said, having a promo on the podcast and people not knowing what it is, I believe the promo says Made in the USA. And if not, I probably should update it so that we do know that.
Right.
Yeah. So you mentioned growing up in Minnesota and kind of being in farm country. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe one of your favorite hunting adventures or a favorite hunting story?
Yeah, Dad was big into the outdoors, so we would, go up north to deer hunting every year, which was, was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed that, even though it was kind of painful with the fabrics back then. But those type of memories and just hanging out with the family and friends up there, Did a lot of fishing. Grandma would always bring in the biggest fish. I don't know how she did it, but we had so much fun, just, sharing with all the lakes we have in Minnesota, Atlanta, 10,000 lakes. And then probably my favorite hunting experience is doing a lot of the, bird hunting, pheasant hunting. Pheasant hunting's a lot of fun. Just, you get those beautiful fall days where you can get out there with the dogs and that's probably my favorite experience. And we were pretty blessed we were close to South Dakota, so had a lot of birds down in our area and farm field, things like that we were able to navigate through down there.
Yeah. And speaking of that may be part of your inspiration to the base layers, because one of my most memorable pheasant hunts was actually in Starlight, Minnesota. We went for waterfowl hunting, but on my way there, a polar blast came and everything froze like the night that I was flying in. And so we ended up just pheasant hunting and doing a little whitetail hunting, but walking around in a foot of crusted snow is another one where you needed that base layer, because as I said, it was a polar blast, and I did wear my WSI then also, and it just worked so well where I wasn't bound up. I was able to hike freely, but also to stay pretty cozy while I was out there. So you definitely came from a good area to create the gear that you guys have. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You mentioned the land of 10,000 lakes. On social media, I see you at the lake and recreating quite a bit. Do you guys have some special things for anglers?
Yeah, I mean, our sun hoodies do real well. We Prime One Camel. They're pretty big in the fishing space with their camel line. For the most part, that's probably, and we got into swimwear pretty hard a few years ago, and it was funny because we came out with board shorts, and I go, guys, I don't think we should sell board shorts. I mean, they're for us, I mean, they're an expensive product to make, a lot of labor in board shorts, and today they're one of our best sellers for spring, our spring summer line. So you just never know, and sometimes you just got to leave it up to the designers help you navigate through some of this, but for sure the sun hoodies, and we offer them in a couple different fabrics. We have our kind of more price point Microtech products, which are nice lightweight material. Then we have our soft tack with a little bit thicker, real soft hand. And then we have our new performance mesh fabric, which is phenomenal. Super lightweight, great breathability, comfortable. So check those items out. We got some great items in our sun hoodie family there for fishing.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to check some of those out because I'm constantly wearing long sleeves just because people think since I'm dark skinned, I don't burn, but I actually do burn. And yeah. I think everybody does. They just don't realize it. But so with these different layers or different thicknesses of the materials, are they all kind of, do they have it like a UPV rating, or are they just general?
Yeah, they all have they do UV rating of 50. So they're gonna give you good protection, and they're gonna be, very thin, lightweight, breathable. And again, the performance mesh one is my favorite because for the sun, hot, humid conditions, that does an ideal job of keep you comfortable and protected.
Very cool. I'm definitely going shopping when we're done visiting. It's kind of a regular thing. And I mean, we mentioned Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day. I generally will share links for Thanksgiving and Black Friday stuff. And then every holiday, the WSI is a great gift. And something that I've also done for friends and family is, just for our listeners, if you're looking for a gift and you don't know what to give, I have a drawer full of socks because they're all the different weights, and they also will help keep your feet. My feet sweat, like maybe I'm just a sweaty person. I don't know. But my feet sweat and then they get cold. And so I have all kinds of different socks, and my husband is a sock snob, and I've been able to get him some different socks from you guys that he loves, that don't fall down and that stay put on his foot. So those are great gift ideas if you're looking for even graduation gifts, or great ideas.
Awesome. Yeah.
Online, I know you have like Team WSI. Is that some influencers that you work with, or is that your team that works there at the WSI facility?
Well, we've got our team sports, which would be our focus more on the teams that we work with. Our influencers would be all through our social network, and then the team WSI would be small crew that we have here, working tirelessly to put out some great products every day.
We've talked about kind of, stuff that men can get, stuff that women can get. And there's a little factor there that I don't know how much you have available because I don't have any youngsters in the house anymore. But what do you guys have because I know there's been mommy and me stuff. What is the stuff for the youngsters?
Yeah, we've tried to put a little more emphasis on that just because, we feel like, the kids are the future, and we a lot of times, love to have, the mommy and me or daddy and child, a collection that kind of works together. So we've been adding more and more to that, from sun hoodies to leggings, to other hoodies, things like that do pretty well. And our performance shirts too, just a good American made, tough as nails material that, a lot of times, a lot of our fabrics, they last a long time, because they're good quality. It's funny, we had one of the local law enforcement police officers in the other day, and he had a shirt that he washed over 100 times, and he brought in, I just want to show you how it doesn't smell. It looks almost brand new, and I've washed it over 100 times, so great job on a great product.
Yeah. And so that's something as a testament. I know when Leah was young, it was like you'd buy something and the next week she would grow out of it. It was really a bummer, but that is a good thing to think about is that the WSI can kind of grow with them. It lasts a couple seasons, I'm sure, depending on how quickly the child grows, but it's something that I think it's wonderful to include the youngsters so that they can tag along and be comfortable as well. So thank you for doing that. As I said, I don't have a youngster, but it's exciting because I do mentor a lot of kids. And the little coupons that you had given us years ago, it's a business card, and I just pass those out to moms and stuff when I'm teaching hunter ed. And, if the kids are cold, I'm like, okay, here, get this. So hopefully those sales are doing well for you also.
Yeah, and also keep us in mind, and we do a lot of corporate wear. So if you guys have needs for your organization or corporation where you need custom gear, our minimums are 20. We do a lot of trap shooting programs too, with a full sublimation, jerseys, vests, things like that. That's getting bigger. And feel free to reach out if you've got a nonprofit organization that you need some help with some gear to give away or t-shirt, things like that. We possibly can help you out too, donating some gear for your event. So you can go to wsisports.com and then click on the contact at the bottom, and we'd love to try to help out your organization. Anything to help conservation. We work with a lot of the conservation groups, Rocky Mountain Elk, the Pheasants Forever, Mule Deer Foundation. We do a lot of work with those, and they're great organizations that are doing great things for our conservation.
It's wonderful that you're working with so many organizations and trying to kind of build that camaraderie and help promote not just WSI, but promote these organizations that are doing good things for the outdoors. It's just wonderful that you're doing that. Do you guys have any other things that are coming up for WSI? Any events or branding launches or anything like that?
Yeah, so we'll be releasing a new fall line midsummer, and then we have some team events coming up here. We're going to for a lot of equipment managers. We're meeting up for colleges in June. That's in Oklahoma City, and then we will be at the Women's TPUSA conference in Dallas. So that's a great organization, the Charlie Kirk's group. So we'll have a booth. We help sponsor their event down there. So if you're going to that, stop by our booth. We'll be doing some giveaways down there, and we're always looking for pro staff too. So if you want to get on board with our pro staff, helping to test gear out, getting some deals, go on our website, go to our career page, click on pro staff, and I say we're always adding more and more people to our team that love America, love the outdoors, want the best gear to.
Yeah. And so for the listeners, if you don't know what TPUSA, that is Turning Point USA. And Leah went to that when she was a senior in high school. And it is a group of amazing speakers, but also the young people that go to that. They're future leaders of America, and they're just incredible people. So if you want to yourself rub elbows with some of these people, or if you're a parent and you think your youngster needs some direction, and I don't mean that they're out of line, but if they want to be in the influence of amazing people, it's an excellent thing to send them to. And thank you guys for sponsoring that, because it's a great leadership event.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd be very impressed by, the people that they have for speakers, and you're right. I mean, there's some great people that are examples that, especially this conference focused on the women of America, and just some great leaders in this group.
Like I said, future leaders of America. It's neat that you guys sponsor it, and hopefully those youngsters there are also encouraged to be active, and physically active in the outdoors or wherever they're going to be, that they can get some inspiration from you from that.
Yeah, exactly.
And do you guys have any fishing stories or anything like that? Do you have any great adventures other than your grandma catching a fish? Any other amazing adventures or funny stories that you wanted to share?
Let's see here. So that's a great question, Mia. And we got a few people on staff too. It's always kind of fun to, work with them. We just had in town Kristen Otea. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's an influence of ours, but she's a taxidermist too. And
Okay.
she just traveled over to Africa, coming back, and but just a neat person, real active, outdoors person, but she's a taxidermist, and so she was a hoot. We had a great time. So yeah, and just sharing stories and things like that were just so much fun.
Super cool. Well, I think it's amazing what you're doing, and I would like for my listeners to kind of go check it out and go follow you on social media. Could you again let them know where they can find you?
Yeah, our website is wsisports.com, and then you can find us on Facebook at WSI Sportswear, and then on the other social medias, it's just WSI Sports. Check us out. If you're interested in joining our pro staff team, go to the career page at the bottom, fill that out. And if you're in the Minnesota area, you're always welcome to come by our factory. We do have a showroom here of our products, and happy to give you a tour how we make the products here at WSI. So it's a lot of fun.
I may have to add that to my list of things to do next time I'm up there.
You're always welcome. We'd love to have you.
All right. And so if we're wearing our WSI and we have pictures that we're sharing on social media, are there any hashtags that we should be sharing with our images?
Obviously, the WSI sports, adventure, conservation, are some of the, key ones that we always are tagging. Yeah, so I think those would be kind of the key things to be tagging.
Very cool. Well, thank you for taking the time to visit with me. And I hope my listeners will go and check out the products. As I said, I was listening to a playback the other day, and I heard my little 15 or 30-second promo, and I was like, the listeners need to know a little more about WSI.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for the time. And I hope to see you at one of these events sometime soon instead of missing you every time.
Love it. Well, yeah, thanks again for everything, Mia. We really appreciate what you're doing.
Hey, this is Lloyd Bailey, the Armed Lutheran, host of the Armed Lutheran Radio podcast, reminding you that the podcast you're listening to is a proud member of the Self-Defense Radio Network. Check out all the great content at selfdefenseradio.net.